Hello and welcome to Pentaho's on-demand webinar series, Embedding BI with Pentaho in as little as 8 weeks. This is part 2 of our series, which will focus on the partnership and the business terms. Today's presenters include Anthony DeShazer. Anthony is the Vice President of OEM Services, responsible for providing the training, developer enablement, and services needed by our OEM partners. He has over 15 years experience in business intelligence and over 20 years in software development. He has held leadership positions with IBM, Lawson Software, and Hyperion Solutions, and Anthony has been with Pentaho since its commercial inception. We also have Drew Quinlan. Drew leads the Pentaho sales team responsible for recruiting and retaining OEM partners across North America. He has over 10 years experience in creating and selling OEM packages to both the OEM and ISV. Drew previously held multiple leadership positions in the OEM ISN organization at Oracle before joining Pentaho. I'll now turn it over to Drew to begin the presentation.
Great. So as we've grown our embedded business here at Pentaho, we've seen several trends relating to what the ISV and SaaS company challenges are when it comes to adding analytic capabilities to their SaaS infrastructure or to their prepackaged apps. Several of these ISVs and SaaS companies realize that analytics is not really their domain expertise. It's a rather complicated field, and they just don't have the resources in-house to be able to write the software themselves, and hiring those resources can be very expensive. In addition, you've got really limited development resources internally at a lot of these ISVs, and this is where we get back to the buy versus build question, and it's almost always a better idea to go ahead and outsource that and buy it versus build it yourself. Third, the time to market is critical to many of these ISVs' ROIs, and the sooner they can get to market, they're either A, capturing business away from their competitors, or B, they're able to stop losing market share to their competitors if they don't have the same analytical capabilities. So we're going to go ahead and pass it back to Anthony to talk about the technology that we have to offer.
Thanks, Drew. One of the things that Pentaho provides is wonderful technology. We pride ourselves in being both open and transparent. From an architecture standpoint, our open architecture consists of our available APIs. The fact that we use Spring security underneath the covers and the Spring framework allows us to wire our application at runtime. This allows our OEM partners to replace subsystems within Pentaho with their own customizations or their own custom implementations of major interfaces. We provide web services for integrating our application into our partners' applications. This allows various integration techniques such as mashups or using just iframes to include content within from Pentaho within your application. We also have a very open and wide-ranging plugin infrastructure. Many of the features implemented within Pentaho are themselves plugins to the core architecture. All of this allows us to be customized to your needs exactly. If you need Pentaho to work a certain way, we can be customized to do that. Our open source framework allows us to really take the best minds out there in business intelligence and Java development and get them to contribute technology and thoughts or leadership into our code base. Our source code is readily available and downloadable, where you can review how we've implemented certain features, our implementations. That will give you some ideas of what we're doing and how we're implementing certain things, so you can if you would, take advantage of our implementation. These are also examples of how we use or how to implement the APIs and the web services that we have available. Our open source foundation also means that we have a very transparent development process. We have a public roadmap that shows our feature development for at least the next 6 months to a year, sometimes even longer than that. You can easily tell by participating in our open source development model where we are in development of new features. The code is checked in as we develop them, and they can easily be checked out and tried before we go to market. This gives your team an opportunity to take advantage of the new features more readily and quickly. Our open standards mean that we're using the industry best things, best APIs, best drivers, the industry best techniques for implementation. We're not developing anything proprietary around the connectivity to databases, for example. We use whatever database driver that's available. We pride ourselves in using XML for most of our file content. We pride ourselves on staying away from proprietary data formats. We really like to use open standards. It allows greater integration. It allows greater development speed as we have more people out there, more developers out there who can take advantage of our APIs and take advantage of our technology. But it also improves our ability to bring you to market faster or too quickly. By using open standards, your team skill set, the existing skill sets, can be used with Pentaho. Along the theme of going to market, we have actually developed a pattern, a usage pattern, where we have proven that we can bring customers or OEM partners to market in as little as 8 weeks. Now, this doesn't work for everyone. Not everyone's a candidate for this program. It does have some caveats to it, meaning you have to fit a certain profile. But this program we put together includes training, includes services, and it's how we partner with you to bring a solution to market. We went over the details of this in our last webinar, but I want to go through some of the highlights here. We mentioned training. We have a custom tailored course for our OEM partners that allows you to get the fine tuning that you need, the fine tuning of the training curriculum that you need, so that you can get the skills that your team needs and nothing more. We have an architecture workshop where we bring one of our experienced enterprise architects to live and breathe in your environment from 2 to 3 days, depending on the size of the project. The goal of that workshop is to jointly develop the architecture. This allows the partner, or allows our partners to get advantage of all the best practices, all of our experience in doing this with other OEM partners, to learn from all of that and bring a very strong architecture to market. Then we have, at the end of the workshop, we deliver a personalized implementation strategy document. And this document outlines our thoughts about the project schedule, about what training, additional training may be needed, additional consulting may be needed, and also outlines the resources we believe your team will need to be successful. These resources could be blog posts, could be documentation, could be samples that exist, could even be source code out there that you can reuse within your project. Then, of course, comes the actual development. This is where Pentaho can partner with your team to develop the reports, develop the dashboards, to integrate Pentaho into your application, to integrate our security layer with your security layer. This is where the actual implementation happens. In the partners that we've been successful in bringing to market in as little as 8 weeks, we've spent roughly 5 weeks with them in development. Of course, this can be done by your team alone if you have the skills in-house and if you have the time to work the bandwidth, available to work the project. Throughout the entire process, we have access. Your team has access to all of our Pentaho experts through the elements of our partnership, which we'll go over later. But you have the ability to call into Pentaho, to ask questions, to ask for help, to ask for support, some guidance. So we don't leave you to do the development on your own. Even if you're going without any additional help from Pentaho as far as consulting, we still provide developer enablement as part of the partnership to help your team develop. Throughout the entire project, we make proactive calls into your team just to see how things are going, see if there's anything we can do, see if there's any guidance we can give to help you get to market quickly. This is also an opportunity where we can learn more about your project to better arm our teams to support you going forward. We mentioned elements of our partnership, and there are really 3 elements from a guidance and support standpoint. First is the developer enablement. This is where we have resources available to help you understand the APIs that are available, help you develop reports, help you develop any of the ETL transformations. This is not consulting, this is more in a supporting role, meaning if your team has a challenge, you have a partner in Pentaho who can help you get through that challenge by answering questions, pointing you to documentation or any available samples. This does include the proactive monthly calls that we mentioned, where we're calling your team as often as monthly, but sometimes more frequently or less, depending on your project's needs. We talked about the architecture workshop, where we bring in the experts in the area of how to embed and bring a Pentaho solution to market. We bring in our most senior architects to help you architect a solution. This is a very holistic approach where we deal with everything from the systems architecture to the data architecture, all the way through the software architecture. This is a joint development engagement in which we are both at the whiteboard developing an architecture together. So this is another form of our partnership. And of course, we also have training. We partner with you to develop a custom course. This course is composed of modules from any of our existing courses, or if you want us to do something more ad hoc, we could even do that depending on your needs. But we're there to give you the knowledge and support and troubleshooting skills you need to bring the product to market. So why is the partnership important? The very obvious is the partnership helps you get to market. Obviously you can do this on your own, but it's easier if you have support from the experts in the field. We can help you come up to speed with the technology through our training in the architecture workshop. We can point you to best practices. We can continue to support your team not only through the initial development, but even through upgrades. So we can give you previews of features that are coming, show you how to architect your product so that you can take advantage of new features at the least cost. We also provide customer support. So once your product gets into development, gets into production, once you have the solution deployed and you have customers, you need to be able to rely on very high performing SLAs around when you can get answers to questions, when you can get answers to situations that your clients are facing. We provide level 3 support with very, very aggressive SLAs. So if you have a production outage, we have hours to turn that around to get you back up and running so that you're not losing money and your customers are having a good experience. How do we educate you or show you our roadmap? Through the product support and the future development, we're constantly sharing with you new features that are coming to prepare your team for the next version of Pentaho.
So it's not just important to have a partner on the development side and on the technical side. Pentaho and our team here at Pentaho realize that you need a true partner with the marketing and sales aspect of your new launch as well. So what are your license terms? And is the ISV that you're partnering with, will they allow you to match them to make your ability to sell into your vertical as easy as possible? How fast can you create your marketing collateral? Or do you even have to create it? As a good partner, we'll let you license ours. You don't even have to recreate the analytics marketing collateral. How are you going to train your sales team? How are you going to make sure that the people on the street are actually selling this new technology that you've added to your product? We can help you with that. And then do you want to train your end users? Once it's built, once it's sold, and once it's delivered, how do you make sure that your customers are actually using it properly to get the full extent of the value? Ensuring repeat business, ensuring good word of mouth. We can help you there as well. So just more detail around that with sales and marketing. I mean, analytics is our domain expertise. We've already created a lot of the content, through our domain expertise to share with you. We have tons of content and collateral that we can absolutely share with you to help you go to market. And we're also able to share our sales experience with you to make sure that your sales team is doing the proper job. With customer enablement, we have end user training classes, and every single one of them is licensable as a part of your subscription, which we'd be happy to talk to you about as well. So one of our main goals is that this is business analytics for all. It's across all industries, it's across all functions, and across all roles, and across all skill sets. That's really what we're aiming for. So another reason why we are a great partner is because of the fact that we understand that when you embed Pentaho into your product, your analytics roadmap instantly becomes Pentaho's analytics roadmap. And that's very important, especially with your customers that are in the field. They're going to be asking you some of these questions. So, our roadmap is incredibly strong because we've got over 10,000 deployments. That means it's a battle-tested product. We've got the bugs out. We've got 1,200 commercial customers, and we have a huge partner ecosystem. We have critical mass. You're not a test case. You're getting true enterprise-grade software. Secondly, the innovation track record is huge. I think the big data portions are what are going to be of most interest in the market today. But we were the first to have analytics for Hadoop. We were the first with a mobile BI, and we were the first with Agile BI. As we continue to innovate over the years, that means that you're going to be first to market with a lot of these features as well. And then the premium production support, as Anthony touched on several times. We run everything through Zendesk. It's world-class support software, and our SLAs are excellent. So just to reiterate, we really approach our OEM partner program in three ways. Number one, we want to be the right technology, and we are the right technology. Number two, we're a very, very strong partner, and we understand why that's incredibly important to our ISV customers. And third, we have very favorable business terms because we understand that the bottom line is that you need to be able to make margin on top of our product. So we have to show really strong value. So here's some proof points from some of our existing OEM partners around all those areas of our OEM partnership. We've got a fast go-to-market, and as you can see, it's ranged from anywhere from 4 weeks up to the 8 weeks that we've talked about. This is something that we can absolutely do, not for everybody, but if you fit in the right use case, we can help you get to market incredibly quickly. We're incredibly easy to embed, and we're cloud ready. We have the ability to fit into your multi-tenancy. We can integrate with your single sign-on, as Anthony touched on earlier, and we've got several customers using us in their cloud today. Other people have chosen us because of our partnership and support, and that's very important to us. We want to be a very strong partner. And then finally, the total value and the flexible licensing is another reason why a lot of partners have chosen us. So what I want to do is maybe get into a little bit more detail about our business terms and why the value and the flexible licensing is so important. So we understand that ISVs are the expert in their vertical, and whatever they're focusing on, their application, they're going to understand it better than us. So we don't have any specific forced licensing models or metrics that we're going to try and force our ISVs into. So, what is your model? Are you on-premise? Are you a SaaS? Are you a hybrid? We can handle any deployment model with a single contract from Pentaho. We've also got flexible pricing that's usable across all these deployment models. How do you license your product today? Are you an electronic metering company, and do you license by the meter? Are you an ISV that focuses on healthcare, and you sell to hospitals, and you want to sell, or you do sell your application by bed? However you license your product, we want to match it. We've got custom metrics and custom pricing available. We haven't seen a business model yet that we couldn't fit into. And then finally, the terms and conditions. We're very open to all reasonable industry standard terms and conditions. We don't lose deals because of our contract terms, and we're also not going to force you to change or update your EULA in almost all cases. And finally, along the lines of business terms, is that the single most important thing throughout this entire process is the fact that you need to have the most value. You need to be able to have room for margin. You have to be able to charge more or get more customers. There has to be an ROI. So Pentaho is an enterprise class product. that's a fraction of the cost of the mega vendor BI and a fraction of the cost of the other large and small pure play BI vendors. As you can see, the average 3-year savings for using Pentaho over those major proprietary vendors is just huge. So just to reiterate, we are looking at this in three aspects. Number one is the technology. We're absolutely the right technology. Number two is partnership. We're an incredibly strong partner. And number three is the business terms. And we have great business terms that are designed to make it very easy for you to do business with us, for you to do business with your current customers and future customers, and we leave a lot of room for margin for you to make money for doing this.
Thank you, Drew. That was an excellent presentation, and thank you, Anthony. For more information, please visit pentaho.com.
Good.
We're good.
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 21.